upcoming Korean films this 2025. In addition to those highly anticipated K-dramas that will be releasing throughout 2025, viewers can also expect some incredible films, including an animated feature, an exciting historical based on true events. We'll even have movies filled with youthful romance, action, mystery, and suspense. So stick around to see which films should make your watch list in 2025. Number 12. Holy Night Demon Hunters. Ma Dong-seok, So-hyun, and David Lee star as the main cast in this supernatural action horror that will follow multiple main characters within the Holy Night team. They'll utilize their unique talents through teamwork in the fight against demon worshippers. The story will also focus on a psychiatrist who reaches out for the help and assistance from the Holy Night team to save her possessed younger sister. Holy Night Demon Hunters is a darker suspense film, touching in on some elements of fantasy and also with some occult vibes by those portraying the demon worshippers. Number 11. Night Fever. Also known as Tropical Night. No stranger to boxing gloves, and displaying a superb level of fitness to go with it, Woo Do-hwan will depict that level of sportsmanship that he trained hard for back in the K-drama Bloodhounds once more in Night Fever, where the story of a former boxing champ and silver medalist will suddenly find himself the main suspect of a murder case. While he's abroad in Bangkok, he and a former K-pop star have been struggling to get by within the humid city. He'll be swept up in dangerous activities and is later framed for a crime he never commit. Now imprisoned, he'll fight to overturn his wrongful conviction and seek out his revenge. The action and crime film also stars Jung Dong-gun and Lee Hae-ri. Number 10. Dark Nuns. More thrills and supernatural horror elements are in store for movie fans in this 2025 concept story where our young lead is possessed by an evil spirit. A nun tries her best to get help through the assistance of another nun, but a dark chaos surrounds the situation, and we have one priest who believes that a medical intervention could save the boy, while another priest takes it upon himself to perform an exorcism ritual. Some psychological methods are considered, as one priest is actually a psychiatrist. Bringing these compelling characters to life in the main roles, we have Song Hye-kyo, Jung Yo-bin, and Lee Jin-wook. Number 9. Omniscient Reader. Adapted from the web novel, Omniscient Reader's viewpoint blurs the lines of fantasy and reality. An average office worker who enjoys reading his favorite web novel, 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse, suddenly discovers that the novel's situation has become the reality of the world. So he sets out to save it, armed with the knowledge and understanding that he's the only one who knows how the world will end. He'll aim to make relevant changes that can alter the events of the story. The film has big-name stars like Han Hyo-seop, Lee Min-ho, Chae Soo-bin, Kim Ji-soo, and Nana will star in this popular webtoon-adapted survival film. Number 8. There Is No Choice. This remake of the French, Belgium, and Spanish film known as The Axe, which was adapted from the novel by Donald E. The film depicts comedy and thriller moments, also filled with suspense and the difficulties of life, which will onset for our male lead, a once satisfied office worker who is unexpectedly fired and finds himself losing everything he worked hard for. At all costs, he must protect his family and the home that they have, while facing the daunting hardship of unemployment. Our male lead will wage his own war against what happened to him. The Korean adaptation stars Lee Byung-hun, Son Ye-jin, and Park Hee-soon in the main roles. With such A-list stars, this film is sure to garner high viewership and ratings. Number 7. The Great Flood. A survival action-adventure awaits us in the film The Great Flood, starring Park Hae-soo and Kim Da-mi. After a massive flood overtakes Earth, our leading characters struggle to survive in a sinking apartment building. One lead is part of a security team, and the other is an AI development researcher. The events are truly a mystery at first. And there's also the investigation matter if there was truly someone behind the disaster, which may also yield some unexpected realizations. The Great Flood has been anticipated to release in 2024, but it appears that the date was pushed forward to 2025. Number 6. Lost in Starlight. This feature-length animated film will feature the voices of top stars Kim Tae-ri and Hong Kyung in the main character roles. This sci-fi romance will sparkle some Starlight on a very long-distance relationship between Mars and Earth. Our female lead's mother had failed to return to Earth, and now, much like her mom, she wishes to go to Mars to search for any traces of her. However, before you can say blast off, she will cross paths with our male lead, a musician. With the knack for fixing vintage instruments, sparks will fly between them as they appear to bridge the gap from the red planet to Earth. Lost in Starlight is sure to be an enjoyable romantic story, touching in on slice of life on and off Earth. Number 5. Good News. Set in the 1970s, this film is based on the shocking true events, covering the story of Japanese Flight 351, which was hijacked while the plane was in flight from Haneda, Japan, to Fukuoka in the south of Japan. After the flight departed, a small group of Japanese radicals, wielding katanas and other weapons, overtook the plane. Their main goal was wanting to redirect the plane to Cuba, but the pilots convinced the hijackers that there was not enough fuel. A landing occurred, which entailed a hostage release, amidst dangerous demands. While the plane refueled, the hijackers then demanded the plane and remaining passengers be flown to North Korea. But with the quick thinking of those on the ground, including from Japan to South Korea, and the clever skills of the pilots, many twists and turns unravel in this now famous story, which was actually covered quite excellently by fellow YouTuber Kento Bento. The film stars Sul Kyung-gu, Hong Kyung, and Ryu Sun-bum. Number 4. Revelations. This movie is based on the thrilling psychological and mystery webtoon, also known under the same title of Revelations, written by Yeon Sung-ho. The story follows a pastor with an intense personality. He follows what he feels is his divine purpose, which is to take justice into his own hands by punishing the culprit involved in a missing persons case. The actual detective who is investigating the case has recurrent visions and even hallucinations of her deceased sister. Ryu Jin-yeol and Shin Hyun-bin have been cast as the main characters of the suspenseful detective fiction theme film. Sneak peek of the casting has fans of the webtoon awaiting the live-action adaptation. Revelations is sure to be an exhilarating film, which is set to release in 2025. Number 3. Wall to Wall, also known as 84 Square Meters. Wall to Wall is a thriller slice of life with its fair share of dramatic moments, actually quite a lot, as we get caught up in neighbor problems. Our male lead, who gave us every last penny, including taking out loans and even leveraging his mom's garlic field to make his apartment purchase possible. Like most, this was his lifelong dream to achieve homeownership. However, the novelty soon wears off when irritating sounds begin to emerge. And he'll also find himself struggling to stay on top of the borrowed loans for his home. Due to the disruption around his unit, he begins to have conflicts with some of the neighbors, but he teams up with one as they try to investigate where those problematic noises are coming from. All while our female lead is the building rep. She tries to keep the peace among everyone. On cast, we have heartthrob Kang Han-ul, who stars alongside Yeom Hae-ran and So Hyun-woo. Number 2. Love Untangled. Stars trending young actors Shin Eun-soo, Gong Mi-young, and Cha Woo-min. What slightly sounds like an almost accidental love triangle involving our female lead in a pinnacle moment of her life as she's about to make a love confession to the guy she fell for at first sight. He also happens to be the most popular boy in school. She takes all the necessary measures, even straightening her unruly frizzy hair, which was a statement piece of her everyday life. She'll find herself not just working out the tangles of her hair, but also getting tangled up with our male lead, a handsome transfer student who will now be involved in the process of her confession, possibly setting things up for a love triangle. This school romance film is directed by Nam Gun-sun, and from previous script readings and still images, romance fans are sure to look forward to adding this film to their watch list. Number 1. Mantis, also known as Praying Mantis. This film is a spin-off of the popular 2023 crime thriller Kill Bok-soon, which was an action-packed story featuring a skilled assassin who, just before her contract is set to renew, finds herself in a kill-or-be-killed conflict of interest. In this 2025 film, we have an elite-level assassin known as Mantis, returning from his vacation, only to discover that the head of MK Enterprise is now dead. We'll have a former leader of MK who was his teacher returning, and he's now trying to lure our our male lead back in. Mantis leaves the company, along with another former assassin of MK, a girl who is known as Jay, who is absolutely lethal. Our male lead seeks to find a more worthwhile opportunity. This anticipated film stars Im Siwon, Park Goo-young, and Jo Woo-jin. That wraps our upcoming list. Which 2025 movie are you most looking forward to? Let us know down below.